right, what do we want to talk about next? Because actually, do you want to talk about the other Christmas games? Because what were, I can't remember which games were. Was it was the Nets versus Celtics? Was that on Christmas Day? I watched a bunch of games. I can't even remember.
It was Nets versus Celtics. It was Warriors versus Bucks, I believe,
Bucks.
right?
Yeah.
It was Heat versus
Pelicans. There you go.
Pelicans. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. And then I think the Clippers played the Nuggets later in the day, but I didn't catch that game.
Clippers. Yeah, that was at 10:30. We were talking about that. I was like, I don't necessarily know if I want to play or I want to watch that.
Yeah, I was a little bit late.
But yeah, I thought the Celtics, unpopular opinion, I thought the Celtics looked good up until the end against the Nets. I think the Celtics are always going to be a staple in the East. I think I like the way what's his name? Excuse me, Marcus Smart. I like how he got the nod to get up to the one spot. And I think the Celtics as a team are going to still be a team to watch in the East. I think everyone's just looking at the Nets right now because the Nets are they're such a looming ominous figure. I still have the Milwaukee Bucks though. Probably if you're talking about coming out of the East, I'd say out of the heap below the Nets, because that's kind of how I guess you have to do things now after the 2 opening games for the Nets. I'd probably say that the Bucks are on top there, and then maybe the Celtics right under that. So the Celtics look good. They just have trouble, and it's something that they've kind of always had trouble with is holding a lead. They look good up until then. They looked, Jason Tatum was really solid offensively. Marcus Smart was looking real good, both defensively and offensively, kind of continuing that trend from last year in the bubble. A lot of players are continuing their trends from the bubble last year, which is really good to see. But Marcus Smart in particular, I think is going to be. Well, we'll talk about our player predictions later for player awards, but he's definitely in a couple of categories for me. So I really like the way the Celtics played up until the end, and then they blew it.
Yeah, I really like their ball movement, and they didn't have their leader Kemba Walker.
That's true.
So they were kind of out there, short-staffed, and they did play well. You're right till about the last quarter, I think it was. But that Nets team is looking very scary. I don't know if I gave them enough credit before the season started, but Kevin Durant is playing well. Kyrie Irving is playing very well. Kyrie Irving is playing out of his mind. He's definitely starting to back up his words with this game, which I was happy about, which I was hoping he would do. So that Nets team is looking very scary, and if they can continue like this, then I might have to move around some of my seed predictions in the East and conference.
Well, no, you were never. I don't think you ever hated on the Nets. I think you had the Nets coming out of the East, right? I mean, I was more, if we're pointing figures, I think I was more of a Nets hater than anything, because I thought that with all those mouths to feed, those alpha presences in the locker room, that it might be more of an issue than anything. But it seems like they're gelling fine. I'd say that the only thing that would stand in their way hypothetically is if either gentleman gets injured.
Yeah.
That would be my only real problem, or the only thing really standing in the way of the Nets conquering the East. Because if you think about it, also DeAndre Jordan is having it's almost like a renaissance of his career in a way, because
right.
We were talking about it too. He has that perfect setup for him where he has 2 offensive titans on with him in the floor, and that creates mismatches, and the best thing that DeAndre Jordan can do is go up there and get it and slam it home.
Absolutely.
So if you have a guy like KD and you have a guy like Kyrie that's drawing in a lot of attention from the defense, and you have Joe Harris, who's also money from 3, and a bench that's deep and talented, that a lot of people think could be a starting 5 on any other squad. I mean, it's a system that plays into itself and allows guys to flourish, and I think that's what makes this Nets team so scary. So DeAndre Jordan has been playing terrifically. I mean, who do you want to go to, man? That's the MO of the Nets right now. Who do you want to go to?